Hi everyone. We have arrived with a show that is animated commercial of the week. This is a series, and every Tuesday at 5 o'clock we'll be here with you to show this showcase some of the works. So we have our Mr. Chandan sir. Mr. Chandan Sirish is with us. He is the head of academics for VFX here with CMedu. And we have the wonderful team with us. That is Paritosh and his team is there. So first, let me introduce you to Chandan sir. And Chandan sir, please, if you can take over and just tell us about what is the show about, and if you can just tell us regarding this.
Thank you so much, Random sir. Just to confirm, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, clear.
So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the screening of animated commercial, which is done by our visual effects and animation student. So, we are really happy and proud to inform that our students have completed this animated commercials. Since our industry is very practical oriented and team driven, so we believe in giving projects to students every semester. So on the similar lines, our third semester students were also asked to make an animated commercial, say about 30-40 seconds of animated commercials, because pulling off a 30-40 second is a huge task, when they are in the third semester. So the whole idea behind giving this project was to make them understand how to work in a team. That's the a very important aspect if you want to work in this industry. And secondly, we wanted them to practically understand what is the process followed to make an animated clip, that is the pre-production, production, and post-production process. We will have assignments and theoretical teachings for that, but once they practically implement those process, then only they'll understand the real world challenges. So that's why we had given them this project. We were expecting the students to complete the project with third semester standards, but they have just delivered beyond our expectations. So it's simply fantastic what the output which we have got this time. So congratulations for all the team and the team who have worked really, really hard. I know they have worked day and night to finish this project. So congratulations each and every student. And also I would like to thank Mr. Arindam, who was the project head for this whole, the animated clip, and also all faculty members who have supported students and helped them deliver this project. Yeah. So one last thing I would like to say, we are not doing the screening because this is of industry standards, but we are here to tell them you're on the right path to achieve the highest quality. So just to encourage them and to share their views in front of people. So we are here having a series of sessions lined up. We have about 7 or 8 short films done by our students. So every week we'll have 2 clips shown. So I hope you guys enjoy and encourage our students. So congratulations again to everyone. And over to you, Arindam sir, who is the head of academics for Pune campus. So over to you, and request you to take these things forward.
Sure. Thank you, Chandan sir. I would first like to want to show you all the video. So can we have the video to be played with the sound? Uh, yeah. Yeah. Can we see it again? Okay, thank you so much. So I really appreciate the quality of work the team has delivered. So may I call Paritosh Sontake. He is the team lead of the whole team. And Paritosh, can you please tell us about your team and who are there with your team? Can you please introduce us to your team, please?
Sure, sir. First of all, I want to thank you guys for all your compliments. They really mean a lot. Thank you so much for them. And as for who is in my team, we have 5 people, including myself. We have Joel Osorio, Prabal Jatale, Sahil Zadhav, Samruddhi Shete, and well, myself, as I said.
Okay, so like what was the experience like how did you manage you know how did you recognize which person is has done what work and who has to be given what kind of work? How did you manage? How can you just share with us?
Sure, sir. Well, of course, every person has expertise in different things. For instance, we have Joel, who is pretty much an all-rounder. Well, I'll say more experienced, or he loves post-production, and he's more experienced in drawing and such. So he was he was interested in pre-production as well. So he did the pre-production and the post-production. Well, he did pretty much all of the post-production, and there were a couple of people who worked in pre-production. Prabal is a graphic designer, so he designed the logo, like the Binod production logo, the animated logo as well, and the mascot of the serial, the toucan, which is on the box. I, I and Sahil specialize in production, so we mainly handled the production work. For instance, Sahil made the kitchen and a lot of the contraption that you see, the slide, the glasses, and whatnot, all the assets. I did lighting, rendering, texturing. Samruddhi, mm, we actually didn't know what her skill set was, so we asked her what she wanted to do. So insisted that she wanted to be in production. So we kept her in production itself. Like she did the box that you saw, she modeled it. Moving, I believe we have covered everyone.
Okay, so yeah, thanks Paritosh to introduce and showing us the power of your strength of your team and recognizing the power and strength and skills of each and every team member is it's a good team leader skill actually. So how did you plan the project? Uh, and how you were able to stick to the fixed deadline, and how did you completed each and every phase like pre-production, production and all? So will you be able to show us like how can you just share us
Sure, sir.
how you have gone through the various stages and what are the difficulties or challenges you faced? You can please share with us.
Of course, sir. Well, we were able to meet the deadline because all our team members were working diligently towards the end goal, and we had our teachers to help us and guide us to reach the end goal and make it successful. First, we'll see the storyboard.
Here.
Uh, I'll share my screen now.
Yeah, if you can share the whole screen complete.
Sure. This was our initial storyboard. What happened in here was the box shook a little, then it rolled, then it opened, cereal fell out of it, and one cereal just went berserk, or well, he went stray and just rolled and stopped near a bowl of cereal, and which after which the camera transitioned to a box, the box, which was rotating, rolling, and well, it was basically B-roll at that point. I'll show the huh.
Paritosh, you came to a conclusion that once we give an instruction to create a commercial of 45 seconds TVC. So how you guys landed up on a serial? How was the concept or the idea? Who gave the idea and how it was like generated? Any idea if you can share with us?
Well, actually, what happened then was we were, of course, deciding what we should do. Stuff like shoes, headphones, cars, they're all standard stuff that everyone would think of doing. Joel came up with the idea that we should do serial because it will be challenging for us. We'll get to learn a lot, and it will be a very interesting project to do. So, doing the serial ad was all in all Joel's idea.
Okay, okay. Yeah, if you can keep us explaining the things, how the stages, different stages, and how you worked.
Right. Of course, after talking with the teachers and all, there was a few changes. After which I got the idea, why not put a contraption like people do in their free time, Rube Goldberg machine. Yes, the Rube Goldberg machine. I thought it would be much more interesting, and teachers, of course, they gladly agreed with that. So this is the final storyboard that we had. So the serial just falls, as you saw. Then it goes down the slide. Then it goes on the spoon and it turns around and it falls, falls, falls. Then it jumps into the air, landing on the three glasses and going into the bowl. Then it goes through the bowl and onto a coaster. Then it jumps into the bowl, and after which it transitions to the box. Basically, this is the final video just in drawing mode.
Yeah.
This is the entire contraption from a side angle. You see the slides, the spoon, the second slide, the glasses, bowl, coaster, and bowl. This is pretty much the pre-production stage. The production stage was all lighting, modeling, texturing, and rendering. And the post production, well, I have some screenshots, and I hope Joel can explain. Oh, interesting thing about the post production, the serial texture is completely procedural, and of course proceduralism takes a lot of time to create. I had to, I don't know, it took me like 2 weeks to and scrutinize websites, information just to create the serial. I have 16, 17 different renders of the serial itself. All are failed, by the way, and all are completely different from what you see on screen. I'll just show them.
So there were quite a lot of challenges and initial.
Yes, yes. This serial was the biggest, one of the biggest challenge. At least I had to face. I don't know about the others. From my side, this was one of the biggest challenge. So this is the initial serial, the first ever render. Then it came on to this. At this point, they were looking like bean bags with white spots on them. Moving on. So many different iterations and versions were produced. Um,
Yeah, there are a lot of versions.
many versions until we came up to the final version that you see. This does it for the serial. Now coming on to post production, even during production we had problems like Sahil's laptop went kaput, and Samruddhi's family, her entire family got corona, so she was KIA, right? So we had to do a lot of work amongst ourselves to cover up her part of the work, and well, Sahil's.
So basically,
Good
this
thing.
how you manage the team, because once you get the a certain amount of members in the team, and if he or she is not available at certain amount point of time, so you have to distribute the work among yourself, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah, please go on explaining us the things. It's quite interesting how you guys actually, because being a faculty and all, I just keep on running behind you and chasing behind you all guys. But yeah, actually what's happening inside your team, so this is the first time I'm also getting to know that what happens actually on the ground level between the
Right,
students.
right. I
So
see.
it's quite interesting. Please keep sharing us.
Well, luckily, Sahil's laptop went kaput when after he did most of the work. So we didn't have to do it from scratch. He just sent us the file and we picked up from where he started. Well, a little before where he finished. So it was a little work. That was not that big of a deal. Moving on to post production, Joel did 100% of the post production. Of course, we gave inputs here and there, which is fine, but the work, the sheer amount of work he did for 1 week consistently, he worked on the post production. But then comes the surprise that we have to re-render the thing. Why? Because the frame rate, there were many different frame rates, right? There were different frame rates in the entire thing. So one was 30 frames per second, one was 60 frames per second. So a couple of frames, a couple of scenes had to be re-rendered. Of course, Joel had done so much post production that he was, of course, very angry. But what can be done at this point? So he had to redo all of that. I'll share
How about
some.
your, was there a lot of, chaos and quarrels and all things, argument?
Of course, there was. We have contrasting views, so they were bound to be. I'll
Okay,
share some post production work,
yeah,
and Joel will explain what is happening in the background.
yeah, sure.
Joel, over to you.
Okay, so we had in total about 6 scenes. So since the render time took a lot of time, so like people were still like sending out the renders and stuff. I had to uh, separate them into like about 3 files. So like once the first few renders were done, I worked on the first file. Then I made like basically 3 files in total of that. So yeah, I sent like 3 screenshots of 3 of the files. This is the last one. This is the middle one, and previous one is the first one. So like there were like places where we had to slow down the video a little or speed up. And we also had a problem that, like, yeah, as he said, the frame rate, like, it differed. So we had to find an AI to repair that. But when we did use it, it did not really work. So we had to re-render it. And yeah, basically I had to just copy paste what I've done before, all the effects and stuff, and repair that.
Okay. So, like, how about because you have worked on the post production part, so it comes to the towards the end. So,
Yes,
how
sir.
much pressurized and tension you had towards the end, and how did you meet the deadline? Because I know everything is not went smooth and super smooth, so you have to manage, because being a post production mainly, if you are compositing, so there are times that you have to use your skills to save the time. So how did you manage, like, there are lots of retiming things in your ad, like once the things are getting fast and then again slow and all these things. So how was the pressure? How did you, like, how was the you have managed? Can you just explain us a bit?
Yeah, actually, it was really pressurizing, but I somehow managed it. And like we usually hang out on like Discord, so like we can discuss stuff real time sometimes. So like if there's any changes, we can just do it on the spot. But like my internet's really bad, so like sending outputs, like how it looks and all, and like sharing screen, that is not really working very well for me. So like it took time, but I somehow pulled it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to give credits to Joel because there were assignments that we had to do. Even through those with those assignments, he completed it within time. So the big ups to him. Also, the camera angles that you see, the camera animation angles that you see are all Joel's ideas. So I have to thank the Discord for that also, because we were able to do it real time. Otherwise, it would have been a huge drag to do that.
Okay. Which one you used? Software you say Discord?
Discord was just for chatting and all, but for 3D we used Blender.
Blender. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Very
this
good.
was post production, and I think he sent a video as well. Yeah, I think this is without any post production, correct, Joel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember how fast this video was. Yeah. Also, we had to divide the renders a lot because there were quite a few scenes.
Mhm.
As Joel said, there were 6, 7 scenes, and we had to divide the renders. Uh, like Prabal, you take one scene, Samruddhi, you take another, because one person rendering all of that was just not possible. And there was just so much that I had to borrow my cousin's computer to render one of the scenes, which was the most heaviest of them all. It the one where the cereal falls in the bowl full of cereal, right? That one, it was very heavy. So my cousin has a powerful computer, so I had to give it to him. Even in his computer, uh, there were a couple of interruptions because he ran out of RAM or VRAM, and in my computer the render wouldn't even start.
Okay.
So yeah, and if I did it in my computer, it was all a moot point. Therefore, yeah, I had to call in his help.
So basically, you went through, whatever it takes, you have to meet the deadline.
Yes, yes,
So
absolutely.
how did Sahil, what is the major part, how Sahil has contributed in this project?
Well, Sahil made the kitchen and a lot of the contraption himself. Without that, there was no ad. The storyboard didn't make sense then, right? So he contributed a lot in the project.
Okay. So, like, who was the bossy? Because you are the lead. But what is the actual ground level? Who was the bossy? Was it you controlling the team? Was it Sahil because he's the CR of the class? Or is it Zoel who was actually?
uh, I'll say Joel. Joel, of course. Nah, but that's a joke. But I don't. No one was exactly bossy. Um, we were. It was a kind of a democratic leadership where taking inputs from everyone and do what is best for the team and for yourselves, right? So there was not exactly boss.
Okay, okay, okay. So, So main thing is like, can you explain like what was the overall experience? How the faculties has helped you?
Well, the faculties did help us in giving inputs on where and how to improve our, well, pretty much the entire process, including post production, pre production, and production itself. So every stage we had meetings every week to monitor our progress and how and where and when changes were needed. So that was a really important part of the project. That's why the project succeeded. One of the reasons why it succeeded.
Yes, absolutely. And what went wrong? In short, if you can explain.
What went wrong? Well, quite some things. Like I mentioned, one of our team members got corona. Someone's laptop was kaput. We had to re-render stuff. We were short of computers and computing power for render, so we had to call in outside help for that. The making the serial was one big of a task. That's pretty much it.
And what was good? What did you learn, or What was new for you guys?
To be honest, a lot of stuff was new. For example, I never animated in Blender. I've used Blender, but never actually animated. So animation, that was the first for me. And what came out good was the output that you see in front of you.
Okay.
Not this box, but the video that you showed. That was the good thing that came out of it. Plus, I myself got to learn a lot of tips, tricks, and techniques, and how to more. I learned how to efficiently distribute work between the team. In this project, in my opinion, it was not exactly efficient. So I now know what not to do.
Okay. So can you just ask your team members to come up with what was their experience with two, 3 lines at least?
Sure, let's start with Joel.
It's a new experience, but it's a really educating experience. Like we learn new stuff, like that you like we do personal projects, but like working with others, you like understand how to manage stuff among each other. Then you try out features that like you wouldn't really try out usually. So you learn a lot of new stuff.
Okay.
That's about, yeah.
Yeah. So and if we can, Sahil can come up and speak.
Yes, sir. So for me, it was also a new experience. Actually, I didn't work in like both parts, post and in pre-production. I was in post-production. So in production. So I worked on Blender more, and it was new for me to create an interior because I never created one. And the slide which you have seen, actually, Paritosh worked on it, but the first version I created it, but it is not that easy. Like we actually don't know from where to start the model, like in the interior, like first we have to create the table or the cupboards or what. So it was kind of new for me too, and thanks for Paritosh for helping me.
So basically, it was all the teamwork and managing and coordinating with each other. I hope so. You guys, students, have all learned something new out of this subject. Like it's a different thing. Like uh, coordinating with somebody else and maintaining a friendly environment and achieving a target is the main purpose for this uh, overall project, right? So, can we? I will ask Chandan sir to come up after. If we can play the video with unmuted, we can see the video once more. And let's, Chandan sir, if you can come up after the video, and let's wind up the sessions. Can we have the volume? Sound. Over to you, Chandan sir. Let's have the ending lines from you. And congratulations to all the students. And you have done a very good work from my end. Chandan sir, let's have words from you, and we can wind up the sessions for today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arindam sir. And again, congratulations for the entire team. Uh, I was there for a few of the review sessions, and we had a couple of suggestions when you were texturing that those serials, right? So those corrections were taken care, and you worked on it, and the final output looks really good. So I would like to share one thing. We artists or people who are already in the industry, right? It's very hard for us to enjoy animated movie or short films for the first time, right? So our eyes goes to finding mistakes, right? So that's what we end up doing. We lose enjoying the whole the story or the entire essence of the clip. Very few or the biggest production names in this industry, and a lot of good short films on net, makes us watch them and enjoy them instead of going to the technical aspects. I am proud and I would wish to say that this was one of it, and this was really flawless. Any layman who watches this, they will feel like, okay, this is an advertisement, and I, as a layman, just enjoyed it, forgetting the technical aspects of it, finding up mistakes. Yes, there are a few mistakes, but the first time I can neglect them. Yeah.
Yeah, these are just the students of semester 3.
Yeah. So fantastic job, guys.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, and hope to see much more of these kind of works from you guys. All the very best.
All the very best, guys. Thank you, Chandan sir.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, the whole team. So next week, same time, Tuesday, 5 o'clock onwards, we are coming up with some new, more works. So the new works will be also as good as this kind of works. So they will be very professional, and also please stay tuned. Next Tuesday, 5 o'clock, same channel. I will be broadcasting all this informations, if there is Facebook, or we may go YouTube live also. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's end up the session here.